I'm extremely happy for the recognition that the Institute is bestowing on me, not because it is a recognition of an individual's work over the last 33 and odd years, but more importantly, it's the recognition of a spirit. Slightly irreverent, but also a spirit which would not get tamed by the pressures of performance that the median line or the model line of an organization will often impose on its members. How did it all begin? More than 25 years ago, I came back from Bangladesh. I was paid international salary, very sumptuous compensation. And sometimes in our culture, when you have a lot of money, you suddenly start feeling guilty. I asked myself a question, am I getting all this wealth because I am very brilliant? I am a genius? Or is it that the people about whom I wrote, people about whom I did research, people about whom I published papers are genius? And if they are the ones who are genius, what did they get out of my income? I looked up my income tax return, and there wasn't a line which showed connection between what I was earning and what was going to the people whose knowledge made that earning possible. It occurred to me then that I was no different from other exploiters in society. A landlord exploits in the land market, moneylender exploits in the money market, a trader may exploit in the commodity market, and I was an intellectual exploiting in the idea or knowledge market. Now when a professor feels that he or she is an exploiter, my goodness, that causes tremendous pain. So I took a small project from R&D committee, probably the smallest ever anybody would take, less than 10,000 rupees, hired a staff, Ram Kumar, did some review on ethical dilemma and value conflicts in management science. And I realized that while the dilemma is not unique, the resolution will have to be unique. Many people may have faced similar dilemma in their life, which I was facing at that time. And one day, while going home, I don't know what happened, maybe I saw a honeybee, and then this concept came into mind that if only I could be like a honeybee, there'll be light in the life. And that's what happened that day. I realized that if we could do the cross-pollination, that means we connect people to people, learn from one place, formal sector to informal sector, within informal sector, within formal sector, cross-pollinate the knowledge. The people who provide knowledge should not remain anonymous. They should be acknowledged. We very seldom, but some people do cite personal communications in their writings. Not as often as they learn from people, but yes, sometimes we do. But very rarely do we cite the people on the street from whom we learn. So communication, acknowledgement. And third, if we learn something about the people, it should go back to them in their language in a manner that they can understand. If I get feedback, I improve my capability. Surely, if a farmer, an artisan, or a mechanic gets the feedback about what happened to the knowledge that he shared with us, he or she will also become wiser. And fourth was that if I generate any surplus, reward, honor, consultancy, any income that comes out of that, a reasonable share of that should go back to the people whose knowledge made that possible. These are the four principles with which Honeybee Network started. And I'm extremely happy to say that these principles have influenced not only my life, but life of thousands of others who join us in Shodh Yatra every summer, every winter. People who come at their own cost, travel with us. We have walked more than 5,000 kilometers in different parts of the country. Only 3 states are left, Tripura, Nagaland, and Arunachal Pradesh. And of course, Goa, 4 states are left. I've walked in the rest of the country. We also have a Shodh Yatra course. Thanks to the courses committee at that time and the PGP chair at that time, who believed that it would be meaningful if a student want to learn without a structured course, but learn from 4 teachers. And this is what we do in Shodh Yatras. 1 teacher is within us, 1 is among the peer, 1 is in the nature, and 1 among the common people. Not everybody will learn from each teacher equally. But the fact that we can learn from these 4 teachers makes this course exciting. And I know, and you know, that sometimes people try to struggle very hard to get into this course. During this journey, surely papers were published. Many papers were published. Many universities, probably most of the universities in the world who talk about innovation, grassroots innovation, frugal innovation, whatever the concept that you talk about today would refer to Honeybee Network today. There is hardly any worth naming a university which would not refer to this concept in the classroom, and try to see whether this philosophy can influence the pedagogy, the principles in future. I thank once again also for the reason which is very special. No academic institution might have given so much support to a professor as I got from IIMA. When I came, the only degree I had was in molecular biology or biochemical genetics. I was hired to teach economics. It could only happen at IIMA. And I was hired to teach economics, and thankfully, the students were wise enough and kind enough to give me Best Teacher Award, and that put me on this path. Now the question is, an institute which supports a nebulous idea that takes shape and influences the destiny of our society to the extent that our president organizes a festival of innovation, first time in 2015 from March 7 to 13. And during the presidency, he has blocked this date. Every year, March 7 to 13, there will be a festival of innovation, where National Innovation Foundation, Srishti, Gyan, these are the institutions which were developed at different points of time. From 93, Srishti, 97, we had a conference here in IIMA, International Conference on Creativity and Innovation. And as an offshoot of that conference, Chief Secretary Gujarat came forward and created an incubator to link innovation, investment, enterprise. Gyan shared the Best Incubator Award with IIT Madras. And then came NIF in 2000. And in 2003 came the concept of Micro Venture Innovation Fund. We have heard about microfinance all over the world. In future, when we hear about Micro Venture Innovation Fund, as our president mentioned recently in his speech at Festival of Innovation, that will be our contribution to the world. All over the world, people will realize if there are innovation at grassroots level, there also has to be risk capital at the grassroots level. I will not take more time, but to say that there have been, fortunately for me and for us in the institute, many points, many impacts that we could make. Every district today has a district innovation fund of 1 crore rupees. Thanks to the chairperson of the 12th Finance Commission, that they could accept my recommendation, and we could create this fund, 1 crore rupees in every district. For last 6 decades, we didn't have a fund at district collector level for supporting innovation and last mile investment. There are many more things that have happened. To me, the very fact that our president blesses the grassroots innovators in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, so much so that this year, like last year, 10 innovators are staying as a guest of our president for 2 weeks as innovation scholar in residence. Our president is communicating to the board at large that he cares, that our country cares. And I would only say that thanks to the support that I got at IIMA, every single type of support, you can talk about support in terms of space, support in terms of flexibility, support in terms of the feedback that I got from the students, and I could use that in the class and in my various our activities, support from various staff, students. When we had the first conference, there were 60 staff members who helped us. In the recent conference we had in January 3rd, ICCIG, so much support I got from every corner of the campus, from the administration, from the staff, from everybody. And this, no individual, no matter how brilliant that individual may be, cannot achieve whatever little we could achieve in Honeybee Network if there wasn't so much support from every quarter. I thank the institute, I thank Ashish and his team of deans, Raghu, Arvind, Ajay, and everybody else in the institute, all my colleagues, for being so kind to me with their critical and sometimes affectionate feedback and comments and suggestions. I'm not thanking everybody individually, but I can only tell you that this place has made what Honeybee Network today is, and justifiably so. We should take pride in having started a movement that proves that mind on the margin are not marginal minds. Thank you.